recently crossed the gap of the age of 40. And one of the things that happens at the age of 40 is you get a condition called presbyopia. And presbyopia is when your eyes just can't see close anymore. They can't accommodate the way that they used to. And one of the first things I noticed was my ability to read my phone in the dark is that went. And now I need to hold my phone further out, or I need to put another light on, or I need to do something so that I can possibly read in the dark. And when I look at that, so that's presbyopia, which is something that we all wrestle with. And the impact of lighting on my presbyopia was very, very noticeable. And I got to thinking about how lighting is critical for low vision patients. And I remember being at an optometrist's office, and they had, so it's for low vision, and because of that, they kind of adjust the measurements that you would normally use. So normally you put the chart at 20 feet away. But for this particular patient who was severely impaired, they brought the chart closer so that they could kind of change the rules a little bit and find the amount of, find the problems, find the patient's visual acuity. And what I remember was that there was an overhead light, and the tech was standing there. And what we found was that the angle of the paper is that the tech was holding it this way, the patient couldn't see it, and then the tech held it this way, and the patient could see it. And that was all a function of how the overhead light hit the letter that she was trying to read. And that made all the difference in the world for that patient as to whether or not they could see. So one of the things that we frequently overlook in the context of low vision is lighting. And lighting is incredibly important in that it improves contrast. So maybe you don't want to modify the core lighting in the room, in which case a light like a reading lamp that you could really shine something bright on your reading material would help you. So lighting is a really easy and effective way to help with low vision. The other thing that it does is when you are coming up with solutions for low vision, most of the time we're looking at magnification solutions. So magnification solutions make things bigger, but when you are making something bigger, you have a trade-off. And that trade-off is you narrow the field of view. So if I'm looking in this size and I can see everything, versus if I need to blow something up 5 times to fit this size, now I can't see as much stuff in that same zone. So lighting is an easy one because lighting does not impair your field of view at all. So if you can, lighting is definitely the first line of defense and the biggest help in low vision. So if you go back in time, watts. So if you go back in time to pre-fluorescent lights, wattage was kind of the measurement of brightness of a light. Now you have, so watts are actually a usage of electricity, like how much electricity does this light use? Now our lighting has gotten so much more efficient, and you can create more light with less wattage. So correlating wattage to light brightness is no longer a practical way of measurement. So what you're going to want to look for is lumens. And lumens are a measure of brightness. And for the most part, more is better. Well, let me say this. More potential is better, right? You want the possibility of super duper bright to the point that you're like, okay, this is too much. Let me dial it back a little bit. So that's where dimmable lighting comes in. And with LEDs, there's a whole lot of dimmable options where you can go really, really obnoxiously bright and then dial it back to what's functional for you. So one of the things with lighting is that you don't want to go past your functional point into the point where it's not functional and produces glare. So glare is if you ever walk outside and the sun is so bright that you can't even open your eyes, you need to close your eyes, you need to put on sunglasses, you need to wear a hat, you need to do something. that light above and beyond what you need to function is considered glare. So you want it as bright as possible, but not too bright, because too bright is now your function diminishes as a function of too much brightness. So you want to find that sweet spot, and your best bet is to get a light that has adjustability, because everybody's a little bit different. Some people are going to respond very well to a daylight type of bulb. Some people are going to respond very well to a yellowish bulb. Some people will be right in between there. And then the other thing is adjustable brightness. So adjustable color and adjustable brightness. And those bulbs, those type of lamps are readily available and very affordable almost anywhere. Craft stores, internet. Of course, like I'm from Chadwick, so you can do it from Chadwick too. And then that pays for these sweet videos.